Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are to learn subject of the formula. So if you are to look at this equation, you have two variables. You have x and y. And to make subject of the formula, you should first determine the variable you would like to isolate. In other words, you want this variable to be on its own on one side of the equation. So in this case, I'm going to isolate y. And if you can see that there is a 3 attached to the y, and it's been added by 2x, and I want these operations to be removed. So the idea is to perform inverse operation. Let's talk about inverse operation. Is an operation that cancels out each other's effect. For example, addition to subtraction, division to multiplication, power 2 to square root. They all are inverse operation of one another, and we are to use this key idea to perform the cancelling. If you are to look at the left-hand side, I believe you have two operations there, 3 and 2x. You always start from the operation that is the furthest away from our y. So in this case, you have the 2x further than 3. So we are to remove the 2x first. In order for us to remove the 2x, we are to minus 2x. Remember, when you do an operation on one side, you have to do it on the other to keep the equation balanced. The key idea is balanced. And you are required to copy everything else back to the equation. If you are to look at the left, I believe your minus 2x and your 2x gets cancelled each other. So they are removed. On the left-hand side, you will just be having the 3y left. On the right, you have 12 minus 2x. And you can see that we want y on its own, not the 3 that is attached. So we assume the 3 is being multiplied to y. So we are to perform division. I am to divide 3y by 3 to get my coefficient as 1. So the numerator 3 gets eliminated with the denominator 3, leaving you just a y. And on the right, I believe that is your expression and expressed in terms of y. And you have successfully made y the subject of the formula. You are to turn an expression, and that will express y. Moving on, we are to look at the next example, and we would like to make x the subject of the formula. So let's look at what are the operations that has been done to x. So it was first multiplied by 2, that gives 2x, then subtracted by 5, that gives 2x minus 5, and whatever is on the numerator, then divided by 3, that gives you this expression in terms of y. And now we would like to turn the expression expressed in terms of x. I believe this 3 is the furthest away operation from x, and we are to multiply both sides by 3 to get rid of the denominator 3. So times by 3 on both sides of the equation. On the left, I believe you should have 3y, and on the right, I believe your divide by 3 and multiplied by 3 gets eliminated, and whatever is on the numerator gets remained, 2x minus 5. And now, we would like to remove the minus 5. We are to plus 5 to both sides of the equation. I believe on the left, you should have 5 plus 3y. And on the right, I believe your minus 5 and plus 5 gets eliminated, leaving you the 2x. Finally, we see that a multiplier attached to x, we are to remove the 2, so we are to divide both sides by 2. I believe on the left-hand side, you have this expression, 5 plus 3y over 2 is equal to the right-hand side. On the right, I believe the multiply 2 and divide by 2 gets cancelled, leaving you the x. Moving on, in this question, we are to make u the subject of the formula. So if you are to see this u is first being operated with power 2, then you are added 2as. So since the 2as is being last added, we are to remove the 2as first. I'm going to minus 2as on both sides to remove the 2as. And I believe on the left, you have b squared minus 2as. On the right, I believe the 2as gets eliminated with minus 2as, leaving you u squared. And the last step, we want to remove the power 2. So we are to apply square root to remove the power 2 on both sides of the equation. So on the left-hand side, you cannot simplify this further. So let's just leave the answer in square root. You have square root v squared minus 2as. And on the right, you have the power 2, and square root gets eliminated, leaving you just u. And now you have successfully turned the expression in terms of u and made u the subject of the formula.